The film takes us back to the year 1764, in the region of Gévaudan, ruled by a group of nobles. It opens with a young woman covered in blood, desperately trying to escape a terrifying beast. No matter how hard she struggles, the creature drags her back and brutally kills her. Rumors of a legendary monster spread quickly. The attacks increase and the entire region falls into fear as if cursed. Some time later, a group of men is seen beating an old woman and a young girl. Two horsemen arrive and cannot tolerate what they see. One of them immediately jumps down and effortlessly defeats the attackers with extraordinary combat skills. The second rider questions the men, who claim the women are thieves, but the girl denies it. In the end, the two riders escort them to safety. Their identities are revealed. One is Gregoire, a knight, the other is his companion Marnie, a man of Indian origin. They have come to Gévaudan to investigate the mysterious beast that has terrorized the land for years. The locals deeply respect Gregoire, not only for his fighting ability, but for his knowledge of nature. They are invited to stay at the Marquis's castle. When the beast is discussed, it becomes clear that no one has seen it clearly. Most believe it is a giant wolf that appears out of nowhere. The next day, Gregoire meets a boy who once saw the creature from afar. Based on the description, he sketches its shape. Suddenly, news arrives that another girl has been attacked in the forest. At the scene, Gregoire examines the massive bite marks and concludes that the creature is far larger than any wolf. This convinces him it is something else entirely. He shows his sketch to a military captain, who agrees it looks disturbingly accurate. That evening, Gregoire meets with nobles and church representatives including Francois. They discuss years of failed hunts, never able to trap or clearly see the beast. During the gathering, Gregoire meets Francois' sister, Maria. He is immediately drawn to her, but she remains distant and leaves. At dinner, Gregoire speaks of his dangerous past missions, while Francois constantly tries to belittle him, boasting about his service in Africa. However, Gregoire is more interested in Maria and learns she will join the hunt the next day. As the hunt begins, Marnie notices many local hunters drawn by the large reward. Two aggressive hunters challenge Marnie and a crowd gathers. Marnie easily overpowers everyone who attacks him, proving vastly superior despite being outnumbered. Gregoire watches proudly. Francois eventually intervenes, firing a warning shot and stopping the fight. He later tells Gregoire that he is developing special bullets to kill the beast, hinting that darker secrets lie ahead. Francois claims he was once a great hunter, but lost his right arm fighting a lion. Suddenly, a female hunter collapses, violently convulsing. Gregoire rushes to her side, preventing her from biting her tongue and saving her life. Francois is shocked, realizing Gregoire is skilled in medicine as well. Soon after, Maria joins them and the hunt continues. Gregoire walks beside her, surveying the land. Marnie catches up and senses that a terrible massacre once occurred in this forest. Maria mocks him as a fortune teller, but Marnie is simply extremely perceptive. A group of hunters suddenly chases down a pack of wolves and slaughters them brutally. Maria sees a lone wolf running and aims to shoot, but Gregoire stops her, allowing it to escape unharmed. They return to Francois and find the wolves senselessly killed. Marnie storms off in anger. Gregoire explains that Marnie is native-born, and to his people wolves are sacred. When the nobles hear this, they decide to mock Marnie later, as natives are viewed as inferior by the upper class. That night, they attempt to humiliate Marnie, but Gregoire defends him, declaring that Marnie once saved his life in war and that they are brothers by bond. Later, the Marquis takes them to a brothel, where Gregoire meets a mysterious woman named Sylvia. Weeks pass, the weather grows colder and the hunt remains at a standstill. The true nature of the beast is still unknown. One day, a man bursts into a church in panic, claiming that his two children have gone missing on a nearby mountain. Fearing the beast has killed them, Gregoire and the others rush to investigate. Marnie encounters a wolf that seems to guide them. They find one child dead, while the young girl is barely alive. An emergency meeting is called. The priest harshly condemns the army captain, who was given full authority yet failed to stop the beast. When Gregoire is asked for his opinion, he presents a piece of metal found inside a victim's body. Francois examines it and concludes that no normal animal could have metal teeth. The priest removes the captain from duty and decides to wait for an officer personally sent by the King of France. Gregoire and Maria grow closer during this time. He tells her that the beast is far more complex than anyone believes, especially after discovering the strange metal fragment. The next day, the king's officer arrives and is warmly welcomed by the villagers. When Gregoire offers his help, the man coldly refuses, insisting he can handle everything himself. That night, soldiers summon Gregoire after finding Marnie performing a ritual beside the surviving girl. Gregoire explains that Marnie has spiritual abilities, and moments later the girl regains consciousness. Still terrified, she reveals a shocking truth. The beast does not act alone. There is always a mysterious figure with it, almost as if someone is controlling its attacks. The following day, Gregoire is stunned to hear that the beast has been killed. In reality, the officer captured a large wolf, surgically altered it and attached metal plates to its body to create a fake monster. He plans to present it to the king to calm the public. Gregoire protests but is silenced and forced to paint and decorate the corpse to support the lie. He tries to find Maria, but Francois tells him she has learned about his connection with Sylvia. Furious, Maria refuses to listen. Francois provokes Gregoire further, leading to a fight. Maria rushes in to protect her brother, forcing Gregoire to leave. The next day, the officer presents the fake beast to the officials and the church. Declaring Gévaudan saved, Gregoire warns the priest, but he believes this lie is necessary to stop panic in Paris. At the same time, back in Gévaudan, a young woman chases a stray goat into the forest and encounters the real beast. It brutally kills her, proving the deception has only made things worse. While Maria prays in church, Sylvia visits her and reveals that Gregoire truly loves her and calls her name in his sleep. Sylvia sends Gregoire a letter asking to meet. He rides out immediately and says he wants to take Maria to Paris with him. Suddenly, the legendary beast smashes into the house. Gregoire shields Maria and finally sees it clearly. The creature wears metal armor lined with steel teeth, designed purely for killing. When it prepares to attack Maria, it suddenly stops, as if waiting for a command. From outside, its master calls it using a familiar signal. The next morning, Gregoire confronts the Marquis, stating that the beast is merely a tool controlled by a fanatic. The real goal is to spread terror, weaken faith in the monarchy, and ignite a rebellion against the king. Realizing the danger, the Marquis agrees to help Gregoire and Marnie destroy the beast once and for all. At this point, a secret group known as the Brotherhood of the Wolf is revealed. This extremist religious and political cult has been using the beast in savage rituals, locking it among wild dogs to test its lethality. The true mastermind remains hidden, proving once again that the creature is nothing more than a living weapon. On the other side, Marnie begins a special ritual to summon the wild wolves. He explains to the Marquis that the wolves will lure the beast to a chosen location. As planned, the massive creature appears. Marnie throws stones to draw its attention, while Gregoire opens fire, driving it into a frenzy. The beast charges into their trap, but even the enormous iron cage cannot hold it. It smashes through the metal and lunges at the Marquis, savagely biting his arm. Gregoire manages to lure the creature into a stronger steel trap. Even then its strength proves overwhelming. It shatters the metal once more and escapes into the forest. Marnie immediately pursues it, tracking it to the hidden lair of the Brotherhood of the Wolf. There he finds countless dogs and wolves chained and abused. Armed men swarm him, but Marnie fights like a warrior, fast and precise, dropping them one by one. He is unstoppable until a woman appears. Hesitating to harm her, Marnie is struck down by her allies, brutally beaten and left to die in the forest. When Gregoire finds Marnie, he is devastated. His brother in arms is dead, consumed by grief and rage. Gregoire questions the villagers until he learns the location of the Brotherhood's final base. Discovering it is an abandoned hunting ground, he rides there at once. He sets the stables on fire, sending the hunters into panic. Taking advantage of the chaos, Gregoire storms in like a force of nature, cutting down anyone in his way. Fueled by Marnie's death, he shows no mercy. He slaughters the Brotherhood members one by one. Upon finding the tools used to torture Marnie, Gregoire nearly loses control. He burns Marnie's body, giving his friend the peace life never allowed. Because of the massacre, royal soldiers arrest Gregoire and throw him into prison. However, the mysterious woman manages to reach him. She reveals the truth. She is a Vatican agent sent to dismantle the Brotherhood of the Wolf. Sylvia gives Gregoire drugged food that slows his heartbeat and lowers his body temperature, making him appear dead. Thanks to this plan, his body is removed, and he escapes. Meanwhile, Maria visits the priest to see Gregoire. She is horrified when shown his body, unaware it is a staged death. Francois comforts her and takes her away, but secretly leads her to a secluded place. There he reveals everything. He is the one who has controlled the beast all along. The creature is actually an African lion he brought back, fitted with metal armor and trained as a killing weapon for the Brotherhood. Francois is the true leader. Terrified, Maria tries to escape, but Francois beats her into silence. He then attends a Brotherhood meeting, unveiling his plan to turn the people against the monarchy and make him dependent on his religious order. At that moment, Gregoire appears before them, like a man returned from the dead. Shocked, the members freeze as he attacks without hesitation, cutting them down. Finally, he faces Francois, The villain removes his coat, revealing a mechanical arm forged into a weapon. They clash in a brutal fight. Despite Francois's strength and cruelty, he cannot match Gregoire's resolve. Gregoire kills him, ending the terror that ruled the land for years. Soon after, the rightful army captain arrives with soldiers and arrests the remaining Brotherhood members. Sylvia explains to Gregoire that faking his death was the only way to save him. Gregoire rushes to Maria, who is badly injured from Francois's beating. He stays by her side all night until she wakes. When everything is over, Gregoire and the captain hunt down the beast itself. The lion transformed into a monster is finally put down. Though innocent, it was turned into an instrument of suffering and could never return to what it was. As time passes, Gregoire and Maria are seen leaving France aboard a ship heading toward the open sea. They choose to begin a new life together, leaving behind monsters and blood-soaked nightmares. And with that, the film comes to an end.